Rotating now, they're in literally the very bottom of the same builds. You have a ton of people stacked up next to each other at this point now, but Camo, Pepper, and Harmy look like they still have the ultimate high ground, the best spot on the map right now. That being said, they're on the far west of the current safe zone, and they need to rotate southeast. Hopefully, somebody's got a launch pad or shockwaves in the inventory to make this rotation. Otherwise, they're going to have to build across and tarp over everyone else underneath them. You do still see Benji, Fishy, Mongrel, and Mitro right there on your screen. They are still in this one. Looking down from almost the same angle. Here we go, rotation with the launch pad, well above the damage threshold for Storm Surge. Excellent spot, and 12 rockets in the RPG. They're gonna build on pre-built structure over there that somebody else put up. Might even be their own builds.
And this is exactly what you want to study from this star trio right here. Zone 6, they go for the high ground. So they're actually going to take the high ground. He's going to catch 2 on the knock right there, which means that team is really hurting now. That's going to be Voron who gets taken out there. Voron was also in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a power takedown right here. It's going to allow this trio to just get one step closer, kind of breaking away, getting, you know, Shio Wager, the mayonnaise tub to the face. So we'll see if it, comes to fruition before the day's up.
Mitro staying a little bit towards the back, keep throwing down those RPGs at players that are rotating, or the builds to see if we can get drops on people. Mitro pick it up. There's those 2 elims in the feed, so he did secure both of them. That puts the entire trio at 6 total right now, 17 points. And we're looking at placement now, top 15 trios remaining. Only 29 players, though, as the elimination feed is starting to light up across the board. These are the zones that really cut the player count down as people are moving, especially when you have one of, if not the best trio on ultimate high ground with an RPG. Are you kidding me?
But
they are in the best spot.
Remember, it still hurts to hold high ground from zone 6 so early. They're going to be forced to jump down soon if they can't, kind of map conserve properly. They're getting broken down consistently now by the shockwaves. These are one of the cons that happen when you take that high ground, because you don't get the pleasures of looting the players you drop, right? Just like that. All that loot's gone. They actually can't use it.
And every time you hear a shockwave, you'll see these players snap and look up in the air to see if they can try and find who's on the fly. In case you have free shots, as that elimination is secured. Mitro picking up a knock on Falconly in the feed. Another one for the trio, 7 remaining. I've got to say, if this is not a win for this team, I don't know what is.
It's going to be a close one. Mongrel actually did not have any more AR left in his gun. There's no more RPG left here. It's a straight-up shotgun battle. This is a crucial elim. That's going to get them some of the resources that they need to hold this high ground here. And it looks like it's cutting back across, so lucky for them, they're going to be able to kind of reuse some of their resource here. We have a couple players left in the game here. Red Rush in the low ground, Shaka and Cal as well. Here's Mitro just raining fire. That tac sub SMG so good for shredding through builds right here. And honestly, it can pierce through the turbos like right there.
Acredito atualização. Така както ще изгледа клипа, игра за мен с компи.
I mean, Mongrel's aim on people who are in the air, honestly, you'd think he's using a controller, the way these players just get beamed as they come through, but no, it is just his amazing bro. Just as Mitra would say, that's crazy. They are running it through 38 points up top, and again, always on the high ground, and for me, that's what's so impressive. In a meta where there's so many RPGs, so many shockwaves, the way they're able to not only get initial control, but then run the rest of the lobby without having to drop down and putting themselves in bad situations. They were never threatened. Count the number of times in this clip that bullets or anything are being shot back towards them. Everyone else is so focused on just trying to rotate and avoid damage from above that these guys don't have to do really anything in terms of defensive play, and they can just focus on going forward, and it seemed like it was just going to be a win. And honestly, I want to roll this all the way back to SHAREfactory Beast talking about the retail drop spot and how your early game sets you up for an advantage. They have so many tools at their disposal, from ammunition to rockets to excess shields to having enough mats because they had rotation to hold the high ground. It just makes it so easy and so clinical. And I promise, if you are a trio or you're just interested in competitive Fortnite and getting better, go and load up these guys' server replays. Watch them play. Check them out on their socials. You might want to actually mute their streams every now and then because they can get a little loud on the comms. Paulus does a great job breaking that one down. And let's actually take a look at each two of the standings, because as we talked about in the heat format, the top 8 are going to advance. But just so you can get it in, 5 Elans right now is getting you up into that second page. There is 32 teams in each one of the East. You need to be in the top 25% in order to advance. In Europe, every single one of these guys are trouble, but they're all capable of stringing together a couple of good runs. You have 6 games, a third of them are down. You're now into kind of like the meat of it. In the next 2 games, you don't want to fall out early. So expect to see some intense battles and maybe a little bit more passive play kind of in the mid game, because people don't want to get dropped out. You don't want it to be a 3rd game and then fall out and realize, oh, we're that much more off the pace. Now we really need to be pressing forward. I think you'll start seeing aggression in games 5 and 6, but 3 and 4, they're going to be playing a little bit more like me. Hanging out, just being like, oh, there's people over there? No, I'm good.
So not like me, who does not even get to play. Got it. Yeah, we'll have to see how things go, because again, like Sunan said, you have to be top 8 if you want to move on to grand finals. So for a lot of these teams, I think we're going to see that though. Maybe even some teams that are even on, say, page 3, they want to try and make top 8. So they might say, look, we're going to contest MNB at retail. Let's just go for it. We have 6 games. Let's try it once. If it doesn't work out, we'll change up the plan. But I mean, I know that's a tall order. I'm aware.
I wouldn't say so retail loot is strong, but there's a reason why you see the most dominant teams kind of staking their ground in retail, because it's like, come and challenge us if you want, because if anything, that benefits us more. We're confident that we can take those early game fights with you. Like, if you want to split and try and do the blacktop houses, that's fine, but these guys will end up running at you. They will take the challenge, because for them, they see 50 pots. They see points on the leaderboard. They see ways to climb this way up. No, it's serious. That's how MMB, that's how Volks and them, that's what they look at retail as. If you want to come there that confident, and the mental game is so important, particularly in a heat structure like this, where if you're in the first 2 games, if you are hanging around off this page, if you're not in direct contention, you might think, man, I'm struggling right now. We really need to get into it, but in reality, you're able to string together 1 or 2 strong games, or even a victory royale right now would put you through, right? Yeah. Winning one of these games, so I think they can do it, but it's all about keeping a strong mental game as you're going through.
It's tough, man. I mean, as much as I want to see Shy eat a jar of mayonnaise, it would be kind of cool to have a new trio come up and, dethrone me. I am about that, but it's just going to be all about mental game, like you're saying. If you start to just lose your confidence even just a little bit, it's going to affect your potential placement in top 8. We'll have to see, though. I'm getting a little too excited, Fortnite fam. I want to see more of this. But yeah, I think we're getting ready. Battle Bus players are bored. We'll be there in just a moment. I think we'll have a package here in just a moment. But what do you think, man? So, do you think, I don't know, where is Aqua? Did we see him? Is he on page 1? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
excited here. There are 4 heats coming through in Europe. 8 teams will be advancing and going on. And the way you're able to kind of score and work your way up is through eliminations and placing higher up. Though in Europe, particularly, they have the highest amount of participation. So all of these players they are at the very tippy top, right? This is the top 0.01%. Right? These are the best of the best and the people who are very able to like compete against these guys. So like they're able to elevate their game on a particular day. However, as we're sitting here, we like have our own positions. There's a reason we all think Mito, Mongo, and Benji have done it. There are repeated trios who have shown they're consistently stronger and that much better than the rest. It's not like we're basing this off of like who our favorite players are, right? It's going and looking at it and breaking it down. But for now, we're going to throw to a 10-minute break while we sort some stuff out on our end. We'll go talk to the bus driver, try and get that going. You guys take your bio breaks, whatever you need. We'll be right back.
Hello family of Fortnite, TW here, and throughout the Fortnite Champion Series, we're going to be trying to get more acquainted with the world of competitive Fortnite. Today, we're going to be discussing the 3 different stages of a competitive Fortnite game: the early game, the mid game, and the late game, and what different players have as their goals during these stages in order to achieve the ultimate goal, the Victory Royale. Let's start with the early game. Also called the looting phase, this is where all players are attempting to secure their chosen landing spot and maximize their loot potential. In competitive Fortnite, every game matters, so players try to strike a balance between high loot opportunity and safety so as to not waste a game by being eliminated early. Do you drop at a high loot POI like Retail Row or Paradise Palms? Or land at a safer POI on the edge of the map, where less players drop because of less loot? Regardless, the goal is common. Whether you take a passive approach by looting safely on the side of the map, or an aggressive and risky approach by letting others loot for you and finding early elimination. Now that we know what the early game is, what should we be looking out for during this stage? First things first, being contested. The first realization players make when landing is whether you're being contested or not, to prepare for the upcoming possible fight. Trios want to try to force your opponent into the more disadvantageous position cut off from loot potential. Either they have to make a desperation push, or they're stuck with less loot where you can easily clean up. That's just the beginning, as even though it starts off high intensity with all the different POIs being contested, it quickly slows down as the rotations begin towards first zone. Looting doesn't end here, and most competitive players will have a loot path which optimizes their possibility for finding the crucial mobility and weapon upgrades. Thanks to the new battle map feature in the replay mode, we can study these loot paths and rotations quite easily these days. So go check that out in any replay from the Fortnite Champion Series by going into the Compete tab and finding your favorite player. It will vary from game to game, but generally, we move into the mid-game around the middle to end of second zone. The mid-game is the calm before the storm. Before the storm circle gets too small where it forces the engagements. Most players' goals are positional, but in some cases, depending on how the early game went, you again have to strike a balance, this time between looting and farming, or going for the best position. Looting could include playing extremely aggressive to earn yourself other players' loot. In trios, it's much harder to play that aggressive playstyle, since fights take longer and cost more. You want to be efficient with any rotations or fights you have to take. You don't want to spend your precious mobility, valuable resources, or health. This is why you'll see a lot of the top players look directly for center zone in the mid-game. When you're in the center zone, you end up giving yourself the most chance of being in the next storm circle when it gets revealed. You'll then have to go less distance and thus spend less materials. Finally, the end game. The most exciting, hectic, thrilling, and difficult part of competitive Fortnite. Experiencing an end game can be confusing and hard to process, but it will also be one of the most rewarding and fun times to play and watch. This is when you take all the advantages you get in the early game and the mid-game and push yourself to a victory royale, and also find as many eliminations as possible. In the current Fortnite Champion Series format, every elimination matters, just like it did in the World Cup. From 6th zone onwards, where the calm from the mid-game explodes into a cacophony of tunneling, mobility usage, and shots being fired, the C teams go for the ever-so-advantageous high ground, where they can tunnel very cheaply and have the most opportunity on the rest of the server for elimination, because they have the top-down view. We also see teams call out the need to find a good layer, which is away from other players, both above, below, and horizontally. You'll see teams desperate for the extra materials to last them through to the full zone closure, going for impact eliminations, where they can top off on resources and power weaponry of their fallen opponents. So, when you're watching and you're joining us on the field, next stop in the stage of the game. The early game, when you're trying to get the best possible loot while it's still available. The mid-game, where you're balancing positioning and maintaining what you built during the early game. And finally, the end game, where you spend all the advantages you set yourself up with to earn the victory royale. Use this to form your game plan in order to earn as many series points weekend after weekend. And maybe next time, we'll be watching and highlighting your top players. This is Follow TW, and I'll see you in game.
Hey guys, SHAREfactory here, bringing you a breakdown of one of the most dynamic and flexible Fortnite Champions series. How it's used in this moment and adapted for events that was the end game. To get started, let's get into what Shockwavers are and the basics. Items like rocket size and Shockwave launches anything radius with a shockwave right below you, angle yourself above it for higher vertical movement, and then go to the side of it in midair for horizontal coverage. If you do use a shockwave to rotate quickly, you will only be able to go through about 5 layers of wood to metal before you at all. You can reach upwards of 7.5 miles in height. And your enemy's gameplay in a split second. Although really easy to understand and use individually, once entering the atmosphere of tools and teamwork, use of shockwave is a whole new dimension. There are deciding factors and win conditions if used properly. Sticking together after the landing is efficient and gets your whole trio online, ready to fire at a faster rate compared to the rest of the competition. Saving these grenades for later use brings an element of surprise as well, and a level of shock to the whole surface. Looking at 8th and 9th zones with densely packed endgames, shockwaves will rise and break down layers of trouble. Way to counter one parts and bases in the power of the level. Facing off against 3 players is favorable, as the all-vulnerable full fight easily targeted by the shield attack. Total holding walls on the way up from the shockwaves. Situations. And going for height, secondly boxing up before using the shockwaves, and going for height then, as three players get a vertical rotation together, overwhelming competition. Discovering these might be pretty cool if you experience less attention during the game. You also take your total shockwave count by doing this, allowing for more opportunities to use the side ground, use the ground in the end games, or rotate the game. This can be taken to higher than normal, multiple layers above you, as in the event of a vertical shockwave, you still have someone up high who can rain down and support your trio on a retake. Keeping your own shockwaves handy is a way to counter anyone who can height off of you as well. But if both trios play mind games and the circle gets smaller and smaller, the more likely a chance there is for a messy, repeat shockwave circles happening all at the same time. Player after player gets sent flying in the sky, and teammates all going to circle around in and out of the storm, often. You can clear more mats and resources than normal. Identifying these mistakes, staying in your lane,